what's up? If you're new, I'm rdangel111. Hope you're having an awesome start to your day. So I'm meant to deliver a very important message to someone, okay? And I know this will find who it needs to. So this message is for someone who's either just felt as though their time's been wasted either in a long-term relationship or a long-term career that you've been in that did not go to the depths or the level that you expected it to. So for some of you, you were in a long-term connection, say 3 to 8 years, maybe even 10 years. You could have even gotten out of a marriage. But whoever you were in this long-term relationship with, they did a lot of love bombing towards you. They told you everything you wanted to hear, but at the end of the day, the relationship did not go where it was meant to in your eyes. So this is someone who could have made false promises of commitment, whether that be marriage, moving in together, starting a family, or for others of you, you could have had a family with this person and they just turned out to be a false lover. They were never trying to stick around long term. And this message is meant to reach you to let you know that everything you went through wasn't to break your heart, because you could feel as though your time's been wasted. It was really just to teach you that this next chapter that's coming in for you, God is going to make up for all that lost time. And this could also resonate for someone either in a relationship or in a job sense. So I will dive in and get more information and clarify what it could be. But yeah, for some of you, this could even be a career sense. You spent years of your life, if not a decade of your life, dedicated to one career path, only to find that it did not bring you to the place you thought it would. So it did not bring you to a certain level of success, abundance, or even recognition within that career. And this could even be a career or a company. You could have worked for the same company for, say, a decade plus, and you expected to be promoted, to be making more, to be at a certain stage by now in your life, and you're realizing that it's not benefiting you. You needed to move on, or you're in the process of doing that. And so this is either going to be a relationship for you or a career option, but know that at the end of the day, you're meant to hear this message to know that your time was not wasted. Although it could seem very hard to overcome that idea right now, like things could be impossible to understand as to why you had to go through what you did and why it seems as though you really wasted years of your time for it to not pan out the way you expected it to. Know that things are changing for the better. Know that the path you were on or headed towards is going to be a lot sweeter than the one you were on, okay? And what God wants you to know today is you have come so far. So even though it's taken tremendously long for you to get to the certain point in your life, like I feel as though y'all, a lot of you, this is going to resonate more with career. You were specifically working in a career position or a field or for a company for so many years, thinking you'll be so much further than you are. You could have not even gotten the raises or seen the income you expected as an increase by now. You could have not gotten the promotions you expected to or the recognition. And this could be what's incredibly frustrating. So realize though how far you've come from where you started to where you are now. All this has taught you a lot of self-endurance, perseverance, and the meaning of true hard work and dedication, even when things don't seem to be going your way. So you will overcome. That's the overall message from Spirit. You're going to overcome this difficult chapter in your life, and more so than that, you're going to be guided to a place which is much more fulfilling than you could have ever even hoped for. And it's because God wants to recognize that He sees your tears, He sees your endurance, and He ultimately sees the way you handled yourself so mindfully in a situation. Okay, so you really could have ended this relationship or career with the utmost of peace and the utmost of respect for those around you, even though for some of you, you know straight up that if this was a relationship or a career position, there's someone who was a key player in literally hurting you with their actions, and they knew it would hurt you, but they proceeded to do so anyways. So for example, if you were in a long-term relationship, in a marriage or a commitment with a person, and this person straight up just did not give you what you expected of them, they knew it the whole time. They was almost playing in your face. They just didn't know how you didn't see it. And I feel as though you could just be extremely hard on yourself at this moment in time, knowing that you put years into a relationship or a career and it did not go anywhere near where you expected it to. For example, if this is a relationship, y'all could be definitely have that person blocked, no contact, you're ready to move on, and you're like, damn, how did that person fool me for that many years, okay? And for some of you, you could feel as though some of the best years of your life were taken away by this person, but know that they were not, okay? You will overcome this chapter that seems as though it's been a struggle, okay? And what Spirit wants you to know is the whole life lesson for you to learn was to master the art of detachment. Because sometimes we can get so wrapped up in a relationship or a career and think that's what we're destined to do, that we lose focus in living life day to day and realizing that life can switch spontaneously in an instant. And when you allow yourself to feel the art of detachment, when you fully detach from anything materialistic or any expectations of what the outcome is going to be, that's truly when you're living your best life. So a lot of you needed to learn to master the art of detachment. So remember the time you were. Remember a time when you were first brand new in this relationship or brand new in this career that you're walking away from. And remember how much you could have been more naive or more as unknowledgeable as you could now be, so in tune with yourself. You have so much expertise in dating or in this career sector. Like, you've learned a lot. And if it wasn't for you being dedicated to it for so long, even if it didn't pan out the way you expected it to, right? Nothing ever does go the way we want it to. It either goes south or it goes 10 times better than we ever expect, thanks to God. And that's the thing that you're meant to realize from this. Remember the time before you started this to where you are now, because you've really grown, you've really changed, and you've really evolved as a person for the better. So I trusted you, you used me as here. I feel as though for a lot of you, this is what you're feeling hurt about. You were either in this relationship or in this career with someone who you really put a lot of trust into, that they were going to help you become further along in this career, or they were going to be long-term in a relationship with you, and you feel as though the person that you trusted the most could have really disappointed you the most. So for example, if you had someone you worked under in a specific career field, that person could have promised to always keep you under their wing, to always make sure you were good, to always make sure you were kind of like protected in a career sense or in a relationship, right? And this person let you down. So it was also to teach you as well that not everyone deserves our trust, because things can ultimately change. And also too, it's to learn how to forgive, because if you can hold any type of resentment in your heart, that's going to affect you more long-term than it's going to affect the outcome of whoever this person is or this situation, okay? So whether this was a love relationship or career related, you're either going to be one way or the other way. For some of you, it could have been both simultaneously. You're letting go of a relationship long-term and a career long-term, and you feel as though your whole life is shifting, okay? So success, you are getting ready to experience a lot of profound success after going through a situation of feeling as though you really couldn't keep moving forward. So for example, that's like dating someone your entire 20s into your early 30s, possibly even getting married, or if not, just thinking that's your person forever, and then boom, you're in your early 30s, right? Or even some of you 40s, and you're like, I have to start over? What is this? Okay? And you could feel as though that person took away some of the best years of your life when you was looking your prime, okay? Or even career-wise, right? When you was in your prime, you thought you were headed down a certain career path, and now you could be in your late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, however you resonate, and you're like, damn, like they took all that from me just for nothing? So it can be extremely stressful to go through that situation. Know that everyone does in their life. Either one or the other, or for some of us, both, right? So everything was meant to teach you, though, to unlock your true potential. For example, if you feel as though you dedicated a lot of your life to a specific career path and that did not work out, I feel as though you could even resonate with being someone who went to school for a specific degree, got yourself submerged in that career, and then all of a sudden you're finding you're not where you want to be now. Okay, and you're having to do a 180, almost like a midlife crisis in the middle of your life, trying to figure out what it is you're going to do next. So you feel like you can't go back to school because you're in your 30s or your 40s, but you also don't want to start over because, What is that, right? And especially nowadays, it's so hard to get something good as a job if you don't have the schooling behind it. This whole struggle was meant to teach you to unlock your true potential. So to realize that throughout your life, you've accumulated some type of passion for something, a drive for something, or even a skill that you have that you've accumulated throughout your life. And you could be very good at said skill or skill set. And to put that into creating a new career path for yourself, okay? So something where you could be your own business owner, entrepreneur. For example, you could be someone who's really good with creating woodcraft furniture, okay? You could be someone who has something specific that you're very skilled at. You could do good nails, okay? You know your girl likes to do her own nails, eh? What we think? New set? So like that, okay? Or you could be really good at creating clothing, hair, doing hair. You know, there's so many different things for you to move forward in doing. So don't feel as though all the time you spent on this one career that you're walking away from was wasted, because it taught you a lot about yourself. So what you're moving towards is something that you have accumulated as a skill or a passion throughout doing the chapter that you're leaving behind, the career that you're leaving behind, or the relationship you're leaving behind. And you're about to experience a miracle because of this. So just hold on tight and know that whatever you're headed towards, this is something that is coming in for you because of all that you had to endure. And you're about to be celebrating, okay? Because of this, you are literally about to be celebrating. So even if it doesn't feel that way yet, like for example, if you are ending a relationship with someone and y'all got to move out, and you got to start over, you got to find a new place, you got like no furniture, you're like, what the F? Going back on the dating market, and now there's like dating apps, stuff like that, okay? Follow your own path. You don't need to be on a dating app just because there's dating apps. You don't need to feel like you're in a rush. Trust in the universe's timing. Like ultimately, take the time to heal, take the time to be alone if you're recently getting single in a relationship, and realize that all in due time. So quite a few flipped out, and this one actually flipped over. So I'm going to take these. So first one says called. Soul gifts and training, it's time to step up. Well, isn't that fitting? So a lot of you, this is exactly what I'm saying. You got some type of skill or passion that you've accumulated throughout this last decade of your life that you have never put into a career path yet. And Spirit is saying it's time for a new beginning. It's time for you to implement all that you've learned in your life or said skill set to create abundance in your own life out of this as well. So I really see you turning some type of passion, hobby, or skill that you have or you just do for yourself into a freelance career, okay? Someone who is completely independent. You also, too, won't have to rely on feeling as though you trust certain people to make sure you're getting enough hours, to make sure you're getting enough pay, and you're not seeing the growth within a company or within a career that you want for yourself. That's why you become an independent, okay? So you need to realize that. So called soul gifts training, it's time to step up. So the universe is telling you, don't be afraid to take some jump head towards a new career path right now. And don't be afraid to jump into the void, okay? Sometimes the void can be scary because it's the unknown. But realize that God always has your back and your spirit guides are there to lead you to a place of peace and bliss. So bottom here says you've got the love, codependency, and boundaries. Now for some of you, if you were a relationship you're detaching from, the reason why it needed to end was because you had some type of codependency to this person and to the outcome that you expected. And that is where the art of detachment comes in. A lot of you are going from being codependent on a relationship or a person to completely mastering the art of detachment. I'm talking, who was that? I can't even remember their name. Sorry. Okay, so you are healing and moving towards new love. And most importantly, you've changed so much. You've come so far. Be proud of who you've become. Because maybe specifically too, when you got into this relationship from the start, it was always predetermined to end at one point because you could have been holding on to codependency issues. Don't come at me. I'm just the reader. But just saying, if you resonate with that, when you go into a relationship with codependency issues, whether you're aware of them or not, predetermined sometimes to come to a complete ending. That is so weird. So this just flew out. So you could be a Leo zodiac, or you could have been dealing with a Leo zodiac in the past. But yeah, realize that all this is leading you to unlocking your true potential. Next one says Earth. So learning how to be human in the world, if not of it. Exactly. So learning how to master the art of detachment. I feel like that is the overall underlying message here. Whatever this whole situation that you're going through, whether this is a career ending, relationship, or both, the whole reason was for you to learn to let go and let God. To trust in the universe's plans for you, and to realize if someone purposely does things in your life to hurt you, that they're not worth holding on to. You got to learn how to let people like that go. And you got to learn how to be courageous in a time where it seems next to impossible to stand on your own too. Okay, so for a lot of you, if you're having some type of new beginning in your career or in love, realize that you are multifaceted. You have a unique nature about yourself, and it's time for you to allow yourself to be seen. And jump in is here, other message. So it's time for you to jump in full force to whatever this new beginning is that's truly coming your way. And ultimately, it's going to bring you a lot of peace and a lot of reassurance that everything you went through is actually leading you to a better outcome. Wow. So Angel Oracle here, believe in magic. Open your eyes and see that magic is all around you in nature. Amen. And it's time for you to realize, okay, that believing is seeing and seeing is believing. So let go of the outcome. Master that art of detachment, and realize the more that you are allowing yourself to focus on the future and let go of the past, you are going to have a great success. And I feel as though for a lot of you, this could be both a relationship and a career. Like, you're truly letting go and learning how to move on, and it's going to change your life for the better. And also, too, letting go of anyone in the past who could have caused you a lot of emotional imbalance. So, for example, what Spirit wants me to acknowledge is you're walking away from a career that could have constantly left you stressed out because you knew you deserved more. You knew you deserved better pay. You knew you deserved a raise. You knew you deserved more recognition, and you weren't getting it. And you could have been busting your own butt, working extra overtime, extra hours, trying to go above and beyond for someone who is failing to recognize your worth. And also, too, this could be in a relationship. You went above and beyond to love someone, to be nurturing, to be giving to someone who never truly saw your worth or your value. And it took you realizing that you see how great you are internally for you to be able to have the strength to walk away from this relationship or to end this career or both. And that was the whole lesson for you to learn, to realize your own true worth and how you deserve better all along than the treatment you was getting. So thank you so much for watching. Go ahead, like the video, subscribe, and drop a comment if you'd like to see a part 2 and if this truly resonates with you. Because know that you're extremely emotionally balanced and you found your own self-confidence within this ending. So don't look at it as time wasted, but look at it as a new beginning with the confident version of yourself you were always meant to be.